This meeting is being live streamed. All right, I'm going for it. This week on the Media Virus Podcast, Louisiana 4-year-old dead after binge drinking with grandmother. Elon Musk drops $44 billion on Twitter, inks a deal to beam Wi-Fi to Hawaiian Airlines planes, and won't be arrested in England for protecting freedom of speech. And Tmvp does a story about not canceling Chris Pratt based on the church he attends from an ultra-right conservative Christian news network. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to get this ready. It's the Media Virus Podcast. Let's point and laugh at the world burning around us. With executive producer Mike Latoris. We'll do an intro, we'll do an outro, and then do our wrap. BBC correspondent Stanley McFadden.
Makes me tingly in an unfamiliar way.
And the Scorpion Goddess.
I'm a Scorpio, but secretive. I just don't say a lot of shit.
And now, spreading the sage nihilism of an aged Gen Xer, your host and mine, the star of our show, the incomparable Maddie Rockdeath.
I had no, but I was, I kind of wanted to, and whoa. Hot damn, dude, I just spilled my drink all over the floor. Do we have a fucking show for you people this week? I'm Maddie Rockdeath. This is the Media Virus Podcast. We really do have a good show for you guys. In the C block, we've got a movie review. We've got Maddie's Moon. We're going to play Would You Rather. In the B block, there's some kind of surprise or fucking good news, something like that's going on. We haven't all been filled in as to what's going on. But right now, we must tremble in fear of free speech and Christianity as we force feed our toddlers liquor. I have been so angry at the news this week for so many reasons, but this Louisiana story is so heartbreaking because it's such a terrible waste of alcohol. Mike.
Yeah, a Louisiana 4-year-old died after grandma forced her to drink a bottle of whiskey as her mother watched. The bottle was over half full, according to grandma. A 4-year-old child in Louisiana died on Thursday after her grandmother allegedly forced her to finish off a bottle of whiskey after believing the child could have taken a sip. The Baton Rouge police said the mother of China Record 4 watched her drink the over half-full bottle of whiskey, according to Fox affiliate WGMB. The 4-year-old girl's blood alcohol level was 0.68 when police officers arrived at the family's home on Thursday morning. Her blood alcohol level was more than 8 times the legal limit for people who are age 21 and over to drive, which is 0.08.
Wait, what was her alcohol level?
0.68.
Jesus Christ.
That's way too drunk.
Well, people forget that there's a thing called alcohol poisoning. It will kill you.
Yeah, and it kicks in way before 6-8.
Yeah, and I'd imagine there's some Irish grandfathers out there that could handle a 6-8 blood alcohol and maybe come out of a coma eventually.
Maybe.
But a 4-year-old now, and there's that old that was a trope, for Disney movies, that if you caught your kid smoking,
right,
you'd make them smoke a whole carton,
right,
of to make them sick.
Yeah,
that actually was kind of my mom made me smoke a whole pack.
Wait. So if you have so if your wife catches you having sex with a woman,
she makes you have sex with all the other women so that you learn to not like it.
You feel guilty now? Huh?
There's a lesson that she's gonna have to teach you, gentlemen, ladies. Listen, if you catch your man having sex with another woman, teach that motherfucker a lesson. Make him have sex with all of the women. That will teach him to mind his head, to mind that dirty dick.
So, but a toddler took a sip.
Potentially.
Potentially. It
We
wasn't
don't-
even a definite.
It wasn't even.
And well-
she thought maybe. She
Well,
had-
I-
And what was
there's-
that child's name again?
the child's name was
I believe it was China Records.
Record.
Okay. Listen, here's the thing. If you name your child China Record, they weren't going to last too long.
Roxanne.
I mean, I think this kid got off pretty easy. Like
Rox-
the amount of abuse this child had to have suffered.
Yeah, this was not the first time that child met Jesus. So,
Roxanne.
How many
Record,
times do you think I can
53,
interrupt Mike
grandmother.
when he starts? What?
Roxanne Record, 53, the grandmother, and
even better.
and Kaja Record, 28, the mother, were charged with first-degree murder, according to police. Booking documents for the individuals state that both became angry after China took a sip from the bottle of Canadian Mist whiskey. So it wasn't even great whiskey. It was eh.
It's $8 a bottle
How old was the
for a
child?
700.
For a baby.
So, how did the child able to A, take the cap off, and B, lift the bottle?
Oh,
I mean, they can pick stuff up like that.
a 4-year-old
but-
could pick up a fifth bottle and
They
could
sent
potentially
the-
unscrew the lid.
First
The
of all,
mother, the mother
Canadian
and the
Mist.
grandmother, they had to have been sitting there drinking already. It was probably just
Right.
open in front of them, and then the kid was
no,
like,
already open.
"Oh, let me." I don't know. I mean, they're 4. They don't. You know what I mean? And who
Right.
knows what
They were just
what's going
assuming
on in the
abuse.
household? You know, like it's probably a lot of fucked up shit already going on if that's how they handle that whole situation.
Right?
Oh.
That's what
That
I'm
makes me sick.
So also Canadian Mist, so you know, is a packaged in a plastic bottle.
Yes. Yes.
It's not a
Oh,
glass bottle, and that reduces weight significantly. If you're thinking about the 4-year-old struggling with half a bottle of whiskey, I get what you're saying. It's a plastic bottle, and Canadian Mist has a unique shape. It's not a bottle barrel. It is Canadian Mist is kind of like a like the little 375 bottles that you can like shove them in your pocket.
Yeah.
They're like that, only bigger.
So it looked like a bottle of juice.
Yes, Canadian Mist would in fact look like a bottle of juice.
Like a
And-
bottle of juice that a 4-year-old would.
Right, that mommy and grandma are drinking, but they won't let me.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
do you see the oblong one down below here? That one. I guarantee you.
That's the 175.
That just looks like.
Is that the
orange
175?
juice or apple juice?
Yeah, that's the big one.
That's
No, but
awful.
there's an oblong 750.
Are there siblings involved?
I would certainly hope not. God only knows. And as a mother, as a grandmother,
It amazes me that 2 separate mothers
Did that?
were okay watching this. I can understand one fucked up mother,
So
But
here's where we
two-
get it. It gets bad. Roxanne said the bottle was over half full when she forced China to drink the rest of it on her
Wow.
knees while Mother Kaja was present, according to the documents. Police say that the mother was present and failed to stop Roxanne from providing the alcohol, adding that the child was placed in a bathtub and was unresponsive. Roxanne allegedly said.
Oh, just put her in the tub. She'll be all right. Let's spray some water on her.
Roxanne allegedly said this went too far, and she ruined and said that she had ruined everyone's lives after she was arrested, according to the Advocate News.
And you killed a child, you fucking cunt. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
I lost my temper there.
So I think this is a little bit more telling. We have some mug shots I'm going to share. Well, they did a group mug shot, which as far as I know they don't typically do, but here we go. So on the
Wow.
left we have Mom Kaja 28 and her mom Roxanne 53
Evil.
on the right.
That
Both
is
have been
exactly
charged
what
with-
I expected them to look like.
They've both been charged with first-degree murder.
Now,
Evil,
even what's
evil.
funny is even I guess I should have picked it up by the names, but
China Record? You didn't think?
I didn't think that I was expecting.
China
I
Record?
was.
Come on.
I don't know. I was expecting white
I
trash.
knew that.
I always thought like black people love their kids too much to do shit like that. Like I don't know.
There are two different categories of names that black people name their kids, right? It's either A, the Scrabble pieces, you throw them up in the air, and the ones that land face up are the ones that the second one is naming your child after rich white people belongings. So Lexus, China, Ford, rich white people belongings.
Now, Ford's definitely a white name.
Let me tell you something. I thanked God every day that Matty Boy wound up being a boy. Because had he been a girl, she wanted to name her Mercedes.
Mercedes. Yep.
And I was like, I am not going to name my child after a luxury automobile. And she's like, no, it's a beautiful name. I'm like, it's a nice last name. It's someone's last name is what it is. And it's an automobile. I mean,
Actually, I think Mercedes was a first name. It was Ben's daughter's first name.
Okay, that's
does
awesome.
Anyone
he
know
can keep it.
Mercedes Benz.
Does anyone know their other gender name? Like if you were born the other gender, what your name would have been?
Me? Oh, I didn't have a name. Well, I wasn't going to be another gender. My parents knew what I was going to be, so they didn't do the boy names. But the name they chose for me, when they saw me when I was born, they were like, nah. They were going to name me Victoria. And they were like, nah, it's not Victoria. So I didn't have a name for 3 days because I couldn't figure out what to name me.
That's actually pretty cool.
That's really cute.
My dad was lobbying for Nicole if I was a girl.
Hey, Nicole, what's going on?
The joke in my family is that I would have been Gretchen. I don't know if that's true.
That's awful.
But once they found out I was a boy, there was an argument as to whether or not I was going to be Matthew Ryan or Ryan Matthew.
Gretchen. Oh.
No, Matthew Ryan or Ryan Matthew. And they chose Matthew Ryan. Matthew translates to gift of God, and Ryan translates to little king. So obviously right on the money. So I named my child, Matthew Ryan Sanasak Jr.
This explains your highly religious mindset and following.
You guys, speaking of highly religious mindsets, I got a letter in the mail today from somebody who I don't know. And it was like actually addressed like to and from. It wasn't like a drop in the mailbox. It was an actual letter. Somebody was like, this person lives at this address. They sent me scriptures and want me to go to their what are they? They're Jehovah's Witnesses. So what is that place called that they go to? They don't call it church, they call it something else.
Hall.
Yes,
Kingdom
they want me to go
Hall.
to the fucking Kingdom Hall out in friggin' Swansea, Mass. And yeah, so that happened today.
That would have been a better story had you held it till we talked about Chris Pratt's thing. So maybe we could transition right into that.
Yeah, we'll jump over the Elon Musk stuff and come back.
But yeah, there's a big religious, while you're queuing that up, there's a big religious I don't think they're Jehovah's Witnesses. I think there's some kind of Baptist or Christian faith ministry that comes around my neighborhood.
Some sort of evangelicals, yeah.
Yeah, real heavy. And they're beautiful people. I love talking to them. And I'll sit out there, I'll talk to them for fucking hours, man. I love it. And they want me to come to shit. And I'm like, nah.
My wife,
But they also
Go ahead.
want to give me stuff. They're like, oh, we're because they give what they provide. Like during COVID, they were providing meals for people in the neighborhood.
Oh, that's nice.
And they'd be like, you just come get the box. And I'm like, nah. And they're like, why not? And I'm like, I don't need it. Like we're fine. I don't want to take out of somebody else's mouth. If you're gonna do that, I can't help you.
Give my box to the next guy.
Give my box to the next guy. The guy coming out of the woods because he was shooting up. He's high. He's hungry. Give the box to him. He'll take it somewhere and he'll eat it. Because literally people just emerge out of the woods high and hungry.
Because murdering people in the woods builds up an appetite. So
that's right. Make you hungry.
It really does.
So whenever the church folk, and a lot of times they are Jehovah's in this area, but not always. But whenever the church folk are evangelizing in our neighborhood, my wife hustles me out to the car and gets me out of here because I've threatened to invite them in.
Oh God! Don't ever have them come out.
Dude, they don't know what to fucking do.
Right. So I was like, oh, come up. I want to invite him in, sit him down, offer him a beverage, and very, nonchalantly start removing articles of clothing. I kick my shoes off and then take a layer off and see how naked I can get before they leave. And my wife's afraid I'll get arrested. And
God wants us to be naked.
I'm like, how am I going to get arrested? It's my fucking house. If you don't like my dick hanging out, leave.
That's a good general rule.
And like my wife's like, no, we're getting out of here. Come on. Because she knows.
I say the same thing at the mall.
I always wonder though, like when they're so deep into their religion like that, they think they have to save you because you're going to go to hell. So it's like, do they live in this constant state of like induced anxiety where they're like, I have to save everybody. I have to go to their house. That's a lot. Yes. But
quick answer.
They're like, oh, but the scriptures say God will save us all. We're not living in anxiety. God loves you. So it's like, I feel like they're in anxiety and in denial about their anxiety.
So my wife's fear
is in an evangelical church. You are, it is drilled into you that you need to evangelize because you are doing the Lord's work. So there isn't, not only are you preconditioned, programmed into thinking that you must convert as many people as possible, but there is also a sense of urgency. So it's ingrained in you to sun up to sundown, work hard, canvas, knock doors, etc.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
we should go knock on their doors and save them.
Well, Prince,
you have to unlearn what you've been taught.
Prince was a witness.
Deprogram you.
Prince was really.
Yes, he was a witness, and I've heard that he would actually knock doors in the Minneapolis area. Like he would go out and do he was the real deal.
I'm surprised that he was
Can I talk to you
the way he did
about Jehovah? What did he say? I'm sorry.
I said I'm surprised that he was allowed to dress that way. And
he probably stopped.
The booty pants
and that's okay. The big no-nos for the witnesses are flashy celebrations of like your
pagan holidays.
Yeah, you can't celebrate the holidays.
No birthdays either.
No birthdays. You don't celebrate yourself like that. So like, as long as what he was doing was Christian and not celebrating a particular holiday or himself, he was okay.
His whole ass be out. I feel like they're celebrating something.
He wasn't Mormon. He was Jehovah's Witness.
If you see my entire ass hanging out, something's being celebrated.
Which branch of Christianity is it that after like your spouse dies, you can only wear black? You're not allowed to wear any colors at all.
What? That feels like it's time to celebrate. I'm wearing all the colors.
I feel like it sounds more like a Hasidic
Yeah.
Jew type
Listen,
of.
till death do
No,
us
no,
part.
no.
That
It's
means
a
when she dies, I'm free.
Hey,
it's a form of
old-
some kind of Christianity because I know
old
a lot
Catholics
of them
did that.
in like Dominican Republic, they'll do that. So
Yeah,
if like somebody,
It's
yeah,
some of the old Catholics would do that.
okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
But since we're talking about religion, the Guardians of the Galaxy director has fired back at people calling for Chris Pratt to be canceled for his faith. Apparently, James Gunn, the director of the first two Guardians of the Galaxy movies, is firing back at critics trying to cancel Marvel Cinematic Universe star Chris Pratt, seemingly due simply to his Christian faith. Now, I want to preface the rest of this story with the fact that the source material I'm reading from is from
I don't
CNN
understand
News.
why you have to preface a goddamn thing. You
love
don't preface
Stop.
shit.
Pratt.
Stop.
I love Chris Pratt.
Stop. Everybody
You
stop.
don't preface shit when CNN's articles come up.
I'm prefacing it based on the fact that I have read ahead, and some of the ways that they refer to some people, they do some dead naming. This is not me. This is the copy that I'm reading from, and please realize that I'm doing it because it is from the source, and I find that it's important not
Just
only to
I,
report
you know
on
what?
the story,
Honestly,
but the way that it's reported.
honestly, I want to be completely respectful when it comes to
Is it transphobic? Because you said dead name.
Not
if
so much
if
transphobic.
there is dead naming, just eliminate the who did the dead naming. Was it Chris Pratt or was it the article?
No, it's the article, and it's not actual dead naming. My fear is that somebody would think it's dead naming. I'll point it out when we get to it, so that we indicate what it is.
All right.
All right. So for what Gunn asked Twitter user calling on the MCU owned by the Walt Disney Company to replace Pratt in the film franchise because of your made-up, utterly false beliefs about him? For something that someone else told you about him that's not true? Chris Pratt would never be replaced as Star-Lord, but if he ever was, we would all be going with him. So apparently, the director is ready to take his ball of cast and go home. The on-again,
because
off-again,
Chris Pratt is fucking Star-Lord.
The on-again, off-again criticism of Pratt has returned amid the release of the trailer for the upcoming MCU film Thor: Love and Thunder. As CBN Faithwire previously reported, in the 1.5-minute trailer, there is a moment when Star-Lord, played by Pratt, gives his team a pep talk, encouraging them to look into the eyes of people that you love whenever they feel that they have lost their way. After the comment, Thor, played by Chris Hemsworth, stares intensely into Star-Lord's eyes. The clip prompted many on social media to recollect Star-Lord, whose character name is Peter Quill, was depicted as bisexual in a 2020 installment of the Guardians of the Galaxy comic book. It's worth noting that despite facing intense condemnation based on assumptions made over the past years, Pratt has never once addressed his views on sexuality or politics. He has simply stated that he is a Christian and attends church. Much of the criticism stems from 2019 when Juno star Ellen Page, who now identifies as a transgender male and goes by the name Elliot, rebuked Pratt for attending Zoe Church in Los Angeles, and that was the part that I don't find it to be dead naming. I think it's valid because Elliot is credited as Ellen for that film, so I think that's probably reasonable.
It's hard to navigate that particular sentence.
Yes, exactly. I don't find it to be dead naming. I find that to be, hey, if you're not up to speed, here's where we are. Anyway.
Like, hey, remember that bitch from Juno? She's a dude now with a different name.
That's really what that sentence is,
right.
in a much gentler way. The church's lead pastor, Chad Veach, teaches a biblical view of sexuality, As a result, Page panned Pratt for attending worship services at a church she described as infamously anti-LGBTQ.
Oh boy.
At the time, Pratt simply said, I go to a church that opens their doors to absolutely everyone.
Yeah,
And,
but if you're gay, they kind of surround you and pray till you stop.
well,
I feel like that's the kind. I don't know Chris Pratt. But the point is, you can't change Star-Lord. It was cast perfectly. Chris Pratt is, since Parks and Rec, has been one of my
It's one of the best
favorite
shows.
He's been one of my favorite actors of all time. He's just a wholesome dude. He goes to church. Let him go to church. It's just like the Tim Tebow thing. Like everybody was all bad as shape as he's a Christian. Just so what? Dude, let him believe. If he thinks, why do gays care if he thinks they're going to hell? What's the difference? And it gets that goes to free speech. And it goes to this Elon Musk thing. Everybody's afraid of free speech. We can't tell people they're going to hell. How are they going to know they're sinners?
And as an ordained minister, and am I the only ordained minister on the show?
No, I am also an ordained minister.
So as an ordained minister,
I am
Juliet,
also,
are you an ordained minister?
So you're in good company here. You have 3 ordained ministers.
4. I am one too.
Okay, so we're all ordained ministers.
That is weird.
I'm just kidding. I'm not. What the fuck is that?
Oh, all you have to go is go on.
To marry somebody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not yet, but I do want to just like put that on. Like I am. Yep. Okay.
Do it now. Go fucking do it.
It's weird to me that Maddie would be an ordained minister.
So, I think in the break you should probably get your ordination. I'll help you out. Anyway.
Okay.
As an ordained minister, here's my take on this. Whatever gets you through the night. So, like, I'm not a real religious guy, but I don't think you need to be real religious to be a minister. To minister is to help people through their stuff. I don't care who you pray to, or if you don't. What I care about is helping people get through life and doing good. So
some of the greatest atrocities the world has ever seen have been done in the name of faith.
That is absolutely true.
Yes.
That is absolutely true.
Stanley had said it was weird that I was a minister. I was in a band for 5 years. It was my dream band. I wrote the songs. I was the front man. I played bass. I actually had another front man, but we would harmonize and do shit with each other. And my name, I went as the Reverend Eustace because my father took his stepfather's name. His real name would have been Eustace.
Bags.
So I took that and I called myself the Reverend Eustace. And one of the ideas that I was kind of trying to put out there that we never actually did was punk rock weddings. So I wanted to not only officiate your wedding, but I wanted to play it. But we only knew our songs, so you'd have to get married at a damaging a different show.
Is Eustace an old black Southern name?
No, he's Irish. From Courage the Cowardly Dog.
A lot of people don't know this, but Maddie's father is an old black Southern man.
I met him. He is actually.
No, actually, he's not. But Eustace is an Irish family, and there is a large Eustace, all spelled different ways, but all somehow from the county of Eustace in Ireland that came here. We fill up Appalachia, we fill up Minnesota. A lot of the Irish, and other Fitz Eustace is another. I don't know what PML just sent.
He sent me the ordained. He wants
how to get ordained? Yeah, no,
I
you
Yeah.
got
gotta
it.
give her ordination link so that
Then we're
Drake
actually
can get
we
ordained.
should change the podcast to the Four Ministers.
Oh my God. We should.
I'll go through a whole fucking rebranding, or we'll just use the same
The minister virus.
That doesn't
the
sound
media,
good.
the ministry virus. Welcome to the Ministry of Matter Rockdale. I'm here to tell you that nothing matters. Do what makes you happy. All right.
None of this
But-
is real.
That's none of it. None of it. Have we talked about Elon Musk yet?
We
No.
haven't, but I would like to because he just bought Twitter.
Wait, he actually did. I thought he was just bidding.
No,
He's
he,
dumb.
$44 billion.
You can
The
download Twitter for free.
the SEC said go for it, and Elon Musk said, "Yep, I'm gonna do it."
Wow.
The last update.
How long before Trump gets his Twitter back? I'm
So-
so happy.
So before we get too deep into it, 12:04 p.m. To Pacific time today, the deal is done. Elon now owns Twitter, buying it for approximately $44 billion. Shareholders will receive 54.2 or $54.20 per share. As of 12:55 Pacific, Elon put a statement out saying, "Free speech is the bedrock of a functioning democracy, and Twitter is the digital town square where matters vital to the future of humanity are debated." He continues, "I also want to make Twitter better than ever by enhancing the product with new features, making the algorithms open source to increase trust, defeating the spam bots, and authenticating all humans. Twitter has tremendous potential. I look forward to working with the company and the community of users to unlock it."
Hell yeah.
But
oh,
yeah,
what a fucking, it's awesome. It's fucking great.
he pulled a
So happy.
a big dick move, and he said, "Hey, I'll buy you." And they were like, and then he like shook the money at him, and they were like, "Oh, okay, all right, yeah, that'll work."
Everybody's got a price.
Yep, and apparently 44 billion is the price over there at Twitter. It's a finance deal. It's not all of his cash. He is
No, basically Wall Street owns Twitter.
actually that's how he bought it. He's buying up the shares. He's buying it out of being a public company into being a private company again. Where was it? Here we go. The $46.5 billion comes from three sources, including $13 billion from Morgan Stanley, $12.5 billion from other banks, and $21 billion from Elon himself.
So a lot of it came from the government, basically.
Essentially,
Because-
yeah.
Those were the companies that the government bailed out
Propped up. That's right.
twice in my fucking lifetime. Twice.
Right.
In my 45 years. Twice.
So while he wasn't doing that, he had a couple of his guys over there at SpaceX who do those, those Starlink satellites that they keep sending up that everybody's talking about.
Yeah. He actually sent one up for Ukraine. He was providing Wi-Fi for Ukraine for a while.
Right. And well, actually, he moved the cloud. They put these satellites up. They're little tiny things, and they put bunches of them in little swarms. And the idea is that they can shoot Wi-Fi pretty much anywhere and provide high-speed internet. So that's what they're doing. And he's put together a good deal with one of the U.S. airlines, Hawaiian Airlines, to be their internet provider. Hawaiian Airlines has never had Wi-Fi on board, and now they're going to offer free Wi-Fi to all their passengers by way of a Starlink connection.
Well, good for them. That's fucking all.
Yeah,
I mean,
Hawaiian said that they don't currently offer in-flight Wi-Fi, and they have an extensive network of flights over the Pacific Ocean serving the mainland U.S., Japan, Australia, and New Zealand, among other destinations from Hawaii. It plans to offer Starlink connectivity on its flights out of its home state to cities throughout the mainland U.S. and other international destinations.
we should see if we get Elon Musk to buy the show.
Yeah.
Like Like $6-7. Just give us whatever.
You might change your mind about that after the B block. So, and our last Elon story is that Elon won't be arrested in the UK, even if the Twitter buyer pursues free speech at all costs.
Hell yeah.
Tesla billionaire Elon Musk's £34.5 billion deal to buy Twitter. So apparently there's still disparity there with the dollar and the pound, but it sparked concern over his belief that free speech at a time when social media platforms are under pressure to regulate content. They think there's some issues there. Elon Musk will not be arrested in Britain, even if he pursues free speech on Twitter at all costs, the government minister.
Oh, so Elon Musk won't be arrested for nothing? Holy shit.
Business minister
Stanley, what do you think about that Elon Musk won't be arrested for nothing?
Business minister Paul Scully was quizzed about the Tesla billionaire's deal to buy the social media site when he appeared at The Business.
The Business.
The Business, Energy, and Industrial Strategy Select Committee. News of the deal has sparked concerns over online safety due to Mr. Musk's belief in absolute free speech at a time when social media platforms are under pressure to regulate. Asked if the takeover was good or bad for competition, Mr. Scully said, "It's so early in the game, we have got to see actually how it develops. It's more interesting for free speech and how that develops. Government of all parties isn't great at predicting how digital markets move. They tend to be behind the curve on anything to do with social media and digital space because people can move so quickly in that area, as Elon Musk has done." Yeah, so basically they said they're not out to lock him up just yet.
So with this being brought up, Devontae was saying yesterday to me that because he bought Twitter. Remember I went on Facebook when COVID was like really big, and if somebody would post something, it would be fact checked to be like, oh, actually with COVID, and it would show like all the information. He was saying, let people say whatever the fuck they want to say, but fact check every single thing. So if somebody's spreading hate or false information or whatever it is, it's
yeah, but you know what? When I see,
like, this is the actual facts of blah blah blah.
It depends on who's doing the fact checking.
Yeah, but when you see a picture of and it says,
I mean, like the
hang on, I'm fucking talking.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I thought that was the wind. I don't know. I thought there was something wrong with my mics. My headphones messed up.
Oh, I forgot. Let's go into this break.
Okay, before we go to break, I just want to mention we dropped this story last week. We shouldn't have because it's quite sad. Longtime Philadelphia radio host, the legend. Sid Mark passed away. He's famous for Sundays with Sinatra and Friday with Frank and The Sounds of Sinatra. He's been out there since, I believe, the 60s, and he was 88, and they have not released his cause of death. But very sad for folks in the Philadelphia area who have ever turned the dial and found Frank Sinatra and listened for 10 seconds, because chances are you heard Sid Mark right after that song. Sid had developed a friendship with Frank Sinatra, and his 3 programs were the only 3 Frank programs that were actually endorsed by Frank Sinatra. And
you know, my favorite part about it, I didn't really like Frank Sinatra all that much, but I used to listen and he was on a talk station, conservative talk station.
WWDB.
And before that it was it was the Big Talker, and it was something else.
Yeah, there's a couple of them.
But that's how I used to get my Rush Limbaugh fix, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And but you know, doing the call on a Sunday, and you'd hear Sunday with Sinatra, but sometimes you hear Sid Mark, and Sid Mark could really tell a fucking story.
Yes. Yeah.
And he would tell the greatest stories about Sinatra, and he's like, you know, this song was recorded live in front of us, you know, in front of the audience, and later Frank was serviced by a Chinese hooker and made Sammy Davis Jr. Just watch. He couldn't take pictures and wasn't allowed to touch himself, but he could watch. And then they all got drunk, and Frank puked at a planter. Now this next one goes out to the love of his life. I think I got lost. Sorry.
That's okay. I mean, but that's kind of it. Sid had a fantastic voice. He could really, really spin a story about Frank, and it was just easy to listen to. I mean, Sunday morning, all sunny.
And he was a
you're
local
driving in the
guy,
car.
but he didn't have
Yeah.
that shitty Delco like Philly voice. He had a real smooth
It
he went to broadcasting school. Yeah.
It was smooth like apple butter. He actually he started broadcasting when he was in the military.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started his radio career while serving the U.S. Army in the 1950s, and his big break came in 1956 when he was asked to fill in on WHAT-FM in Philly for a disc jockey who didn't show up for his air shift.
What?
A listener called in and suggested Mark play Sinatra's music for a whole hour. So Mark spun 2 Sinatra albums that were there on hand, and thus began his run of more than 6 decades in Philadelphia radio.
Sunday with Sinatra. He did it. I know I don't listen to the radio that much anymore. Like ever since,
Yeah,
but I
neither do
remember when I remember I listened to Rush Limbaugh's last show,
Mm-hmm.
Not knowing it was Rush Limbaugh's last show, and I think Sunday with Sinatra was on that week, and I don't know if it was a repeat or if he just did it because it was timeless. Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
He didn't mention a date. Like you could have just
Yeah.
played. He could have had like 300 shows that just got played in rotation. Nobody ever knew it, but still a staple, or was up until last week.
Yeah. And
Now that we've bored the other two with our nostalgia.
Yeah. So if you were bored with our Sid Mark tribute, please call us and tell us. You can do that at 1-646-VIRUS-01. That's 1-646-VIRUS-01 to reach the Media Virus Podcast. We'll pick up your call. Join us next in the B block where we have a BFA, a big friggin' announcement, and we're going to try something live right here, and I think it's pretty exciting. I think everybody's going to be pretty excited when I divulge exactly what's going on. I've worked all week on this. It's taken a lot of my time outside of my real life to get this done, but I think we're there. So we'll be back with that right after this.
You're in for a shit show the next 30 days or so.
I'm going to cut the next 30 days off of that.
That was good though.
I'll be right back.
I came in clear. I was like, oh, that's my fucking voice. You ever get like, ugh, that's what I sound like to other people?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. When I hear my voice after, I'm like, oh, I can't stand the way I sound. I have like a dull, deep voice where I'm like, yeah, that's what I hear.
Wait, you hear your voice as dull and deep?
Yeah. Like when I hear it played back to me. In my head, it doesn't sound like that, but outside of my head, it sounds like very monotoned, and I don't like that. What does it sound like to you? Does it sound smooth like apple butter?
I wish I knew something that was like apple butter, but not apple butter, so I could then say, well, it's more like a peach butter, but on a warm summer day.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, go ahead, laugh. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That was funny.
What happened? What did I miss?
I
He
snapped
smacked himself in the face with the headphone.
my headphones.
Whew.
Hey, turn your phone sideways. You'll take
I
up
don't
the
think
whole
my
screen.
background's gonna be good if I do that.
Try it. I want to see.
Do it.
Hey, you can still see your background. I don't know. Do you like it or no?
Maybe.
Looks
You
like
can
he's
see
just
more of
peeking over your
more of the
shoulder.
Eagles background. I'm okay with that.
How often does everybody go to the barber shop here?
I've been cutting my own hair for years.
How often do you cut it?
Uh,
Do you line it up and everything too, or no?
no, I've got a pretty good natural hairline. I'd say probably every month. Yeah, probably every month.
How often do you line, or do you line it up at all, or no?
I mean, only if there's weird shit going on, but otherwise, I got a pretty good natural line. I just let it go.
What about you guys?
I want you to look at me and I want you to think long and hard about how often I go to the fucking barber.
Maddie doesn't even know a barber. I'm usually in every couple of months, but my mom was a hairdresser, so I can deal with my hair throughout that time, so it doesn't much matter. I just need to go in when it gets really out of shape. I need to go in and get it done.
Do you go to a barber or do you go to a hair salon?
I go to a barber.
Oh, because I felt like with like your whoosh,
Nope.
you'd be like, I'm going to a salon.
No. My haircut is actually, I joke with my barber. It's the number 4 on the poster from 1943 that they used to hang in the barber shop.
That's funny.
All right.
Just think about it. In 1943, there were dudes walking around with that hairstyle, like non-ironically.
Yeah.
Like that was like we'd all look like that.
Most of them combed it back. Most of them combed it straight back.
Pretty sure not all of us would have looked like that.
But as we got into the 50s, they would get that.
Well, we wouldn't be allowed to hang out with you, so.
Ain't not wrong.
Right. So we're going to have some live read stuff that gets done in this next segment. I'm going to bring us in and I will explain how that happens, and I will get I'm going to send the copy now.
The last time we got a big friggin' announcement was when Connie left. Is somebody else leaving?
No, it's pretty exciting.
Okay.
Just a preface, I'm going to have you do some live reading, so I'm sending this out now.
Oh, all right.
And
thanks for the heads up. What kind of reading? An astrology or a tarot?
No.
I'm
copy.
reading
Reading the copy. Yeah, reading the copy.
So
here we go.
What's my personality? Who am I portraying?
Yourself.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm going to bring us back. And we're back on the Media Virus podcast. Welcome to the B Block. That's right. The B Block is where we like to put our BFAs, our big friggin' announcements. Got a big one this week. It all started with a phone call to let me know that there was an email that I had to go check. So here's the phone call that came in, and it's really, really exciting. So, you okay?
Yeah, I just read it.
Just take it easy. Take it easy. So here we go. This is the phone call that came in. This comes in from a guy at an advertising agency.
Hello, Professor Latoris. My name is Douglas Schroeder, and I'm with the Blenheim Agency. We represent Abbott's Chesapeake Bay bee gravy, the Eastern Shore's favorite condiment for almost everything.
Now, I have to say, when I first got this, I thought I was being screwed with. I had, and I sent this from where our voicemails come in. I sent it to Matt. I was like, dude, "Are you and Bill screwing with me?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" So I had him listen to it. This guy sounds so much like staff writer Bill.
Wait, that's not him. I thought it was
No,
him.
no.
Are you serious?
I was I was convinced that staff writer Bill was screwing with us. I Googled this guy and found the agency and everything. I was so convinced that this was staff writer Bill screwing with us
Oh my
that I sent
god.
it to Matt, and it's vetted. The guy's real. So listen to what he has to say.
What was the condiment?
It's Abbott's Chesapeake Bay bee gravy,
I feel like I've had that.
right?
There's a
I know I have.
I dated a girl in Northeast, and we used to go to a steak in Maine,
Hmm.
and I'm pretty sure I had it there, and it was
You,
fan fucking tastic.
you probably had it on the shrimp wings.
Yes.
See,
Oh my
they do it.
god.
It's a tempura battered shrimp, and they put the bee gravy on it. It's amazing,
Yes.
right?
They do a sushi thing that's like buy one get one free, and
Hmm.
I would do the BOGO sushi and then the
Right.
wings. Oh man.
Okay. So he
All right,
goes
all right.
on.
I'm good. I'm
Abbots are
good. I'm
really
good. I'm a little hard right now, but I'm okay.
from around the Jersey Shore area to the rest of the world, and we'd love to work with the Media Virus podcast to get a series of live ads read on your podcast. Maybe we can work out a sponsorship deal for a year or next season or however you guys structure your shows. We would like the first spot to be read by the Scorpion Goddess, Miss Everett. Her New
Right.
England connection just really fits with the seafood friendly sauce, and I'd love to email you a copy and discuss the deal with you. If you could please give me a call back on this number, it's my cell, and I'm looking to connect and get something rolling here. Thank you.
So I called the guy back, and
What?
I've worked back and forth with this guy. Apparently, somebody in the Abbott family who's working in the business now. Abbott's Chesapeake Bay bee gravy it's known on the Eastern Shore. My grandmothers are both from the shore, and I found out this is actually connected to me a little bit as well because both my grandmothers are from a small town called Secretary in Maryland, and Secretary is the when you leave Secretary on the road out, you go over this bridge, and it's called Suicide Bridge, and I didn't know it, but the lady who came up with the recipe for baby gravy actually lived on the other side of Suicide Bridge from Secretary. So like this comes from an area that where my family's from. So this is kind of my connection back to it. But
Awesome.
anyway, the guy listens to us and he came up with this whole scheme of he wants to try and push baby gravy and make it go out off of the shore and take it nationwide, and he thinks that this is the way to start doing it. And I'm fucking psyched because if we can do this, that means we can make money, guys.
That's so cool. Okay, so okay. I've been talking about we keep approaching this eclipse, and
Hmm.
eclipses bring in changes and shifts. And I didn't mention this on the show, but I did on my video I actually just posted yesterday on YouTube about the eclipse. The planet Uranus is going to be making an aspect with this eclipse, and Uranus is all about technology and surprises, and it's making a harmonious aspect where that energy is bringing in a very pleasant surprise. And Venus and Jupiter are coming conjunct. Venus is all about beauty, relationships, also money, and Jupiter is about luck and abundance and expansion. So it's like all in this time frame because we're getting closer to it. So these things are going to be happening. It's not it only happens that day. So
Right.
yo, this is so crazy.
So after what felt like 500 phone calls back and forth with this guy, what we figured out, we're gonna do a sample tonight. I'm gonna have you read this copy right in line here in the B block. If we hit it and get it right, then hopefully we'll get some calls in. The way we've set it up is we're going to have people who have heard this call and leave a particular message at virus01, and we'll text them back a secret code so that they can then order a sample of Chesapeake Bay beef gravy. So, I mean, that's all.
So cool.
It's all in the copy I gave you. You're just going to start from "Hi, you may recognize me," and power through. I mean, you know, read it like it's a commercial. Yes, it's a
Okay.
commercial. Okay, ready? I'm going to count
Yes.
you. I'm going to count you in. That way, if it's good, we'll be able to cut it. We'll be able to clip it back out. All right.
Okay.
And in 3, 2.
Hi, you may recognize me from the Media Virus podcast. I'm Juliet Everett, the Scorpion Goddess, and I'm here to tell you about the Chesapeake Bay gravy. You might know
Stop.
I know I messed up.
All right. So we're going to come back in again. 3, 2.
Hi, you may recognize me from the Media Virus podcast. I'm Juliet Everett, the Scorpion Goddess, and I'm here to tell you all about the Chesapeake Bay beef gravy. You might think from my Boston accent that I'm a lobster roll purist, but I know the secret. The secret of the Eastern Shore's Chesapeake Bay beef gravy since 1943, at the age of 9, when that fateful night, Grandma Dorcas Abbott was kicked by a mule and left with a brain injury that caused her to forever call mashed potatoes mush hitter. Everyone said she was dumb, but pure bite of hot shit. Fuck.
Okay, so just take it from everyone said she was dumb. I can fix that in post if we need to, and we may read through it again. But pick up from everyone said she was dumb.
I've been real quiet because I've been nervous, but I want Julia. I want you to know that you are fucking nailing this.
Thank you.
I am. You are doing a terrific job. You know, I'm surprised, and I want you to know that I'm very impressed with what's going on right now. But where did you want to start from, Mike?
I'm going to have her pick up at everyone, and we'll get through it once, and then once we're comfortable with it, and she's actually felt the copy once, we'll go back and go for it. All right. So coming back in from everyone and go.
Everyone said she was dumb, but pure of heart, we knew better. Because it was the last night, she mixed Old Bay seasoning with Eastern Shore peach blossom honey, and baby gravy was born. She put it on almost everything. Seafood, like her favorite.
That's okay. Go pick up from she put it on almost everything.
Okay.
And go.
She put it on almost everything. Seafood, like her famous shrimp wings, and icky sticky crab cakes to pork chops and chicken thighs. Now the Abbotts invite you to know the joy of Grandma's sauce too. For a limited time, when you call 1-646-VIRUS-01, that's where it cuts off.
It cuts off.
Yeah. I'm afraid if I thought that was the end of it. If I open it, I'm scared I won't be able to. Did you send it in the chat also?
I only sent it in the chat.
Oh, I was reading it from like a thing above. No, I have unmute.
No, it's there in the chat. Oh, you mean the I'll put it in the I'll put it in.
It didn't close out. Okay.
You got it?
Yes, I got it. I'm ready. Want me to do for a limited time?
Yeah, go from a limited time.
For a limited time, when you call 1-646-VIRUS-01 and tell the infection team what Grandma used to say to the little Abbotts, I'm a little dumb, but pure. Eat it on what you like, but don't put the baby gravy on mush hitter. It just ain't right. You will receive a coupon code for a sample of Dorca Abbott's Chesapeake Bay beef gravy. And remember, you never put dumb, pure Bay beef gravy in mush hitter. It's just wrong.
Now that's pretty good. I mean, we had a couple of spots, but you've got the feel of it now. You know where you're going. You've been through it once.
Yeah.
You think you can knock it out in one shot?
I don't know. Maybe I could
I mean,
try.
honestly, they're asking for live reads, so
You got it.
we need. I think we can do this. I'm pretty sure now that you've been through it once, you kind of have a feel for it. You know what's coming. Nothing's going to surprise you. You ready?
Do it all over again. Let me just
Yeah.
open up the thing one more time.
Get it open full and wide, or did you want me to put it in the Zoom chat?
Nope, I can do it from here.
Okay.
I just gotta figure out how to make you guys smaller. It's fine. Okay. All right, ready?
Yep. And go.
Hi, you may recognize me from the Meteor Virus podcast. I'm Juliet Everett, the Scorpion Goddess, and I'm here to tell you all about the Chesapeake Bay bee gravy. You might think from my Boston accent that I'm a lobster roll purist, but I know the secret. The secret of the Eastern Shore's Chesapeake Bay bee gravy. Since 1943, at the age of 9, when on that fateful night, Grandma Dorcas Abbott was kicked by a mule and left with a brain injury that caused her to forever call mashed potatoes mush hitter. Everyone said she was dumb, but pure of heart, we knew better. Because it was the night she mixed Old Bay seasoning with Eastern Shore peach blossom honey, and baby gravy was born. She put it on almost everything. Seafood, like her famous shrimp wings and icky sticky crab cakes, to pork chops and chicken thighs. Now that Abbott's invite you to know the joy of Grandma's sauce too. For a limited time, oh my God, sorry.
It's okay.
Ah,
It happens.
messed up.
Hey, listen, listen, a couple of notes. The first time that you delivered, I know the secret, like you really nailed. It's like, I know, like you really emphasized, I know the secret. Where this time you didn't.
Okay.
There was,
How do you feel about the tagline, Matt?
I mean, I think she can nail it. It needs to flow better. Like it's,
Yeah, just clean.
Yeah,
just clean. Like there doesn't need to be so many pauses in it. It's a catchphrase, so you gotta say it like quick.
Yeah, like kind of ignore the comma. Like
okay.
Yeah.
Because you said dumb, pure, just kind of
right.
Okay.
I mean, don't really slide it together too much, but drop the pause.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Start over from the beginning.
Yeah, let's do it one more time from the top.
All right, let's do this. All right. Hi, you may recognize me from the Meteor Virus podcast. I'm Juliet Everett, the Scorpion Goddess, and I'm here to tell you all about the Chesapeake Bay bee gravy. You might think from my Boston accent that I'm a lobster roll purist, but I know the secret. The secret of Eastern Shore's Chesapeake Bay bee gravy since 1943, at the age of 9, when on that fateful night, Grandma Dorcas Abbott was kicked by a mule and left with a brain injury that caused her to forever call mashed potatoes mush hitter. Everyone said she was dumb, but pure of heart, we knew better. Because it was that night she mixed Old Bay seasoning with Eastern Shore peach blossom honey, and baby gravy was born. She put it on almost everything. Seafood, like her famous shrimp wings, and icky sticky crab cakes, to pork chops and chicken thighs. Now the Abbotts invite you to know the joy of Grandma's sauce too. For a limited time, when you call 1-646-VIRUS-01 and tell the infection team what Grandma used to say to little Abbotts. I'm a little dumb, but pure. Eat it on what you like, but don't put the baby gravy on mush hitter. It just ain't right. You will receive a coupon code and a sample of Dorcas Abbott's Chesapeake Baby Gravy. And remember, you never put dumb, pure bee gravy in mush hitter. It's just wrong.
Okay. So
I skipped like 2 words.
It's okay. I want to hit that tagline again.
Okay.
because it's important that we get the tagline right. And I mean they've in the copy that I've got, it's actually italicized, which they're trying to tell us we
Can I
really
make a note? Can I make a note real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
I think, can we just have her start from "we knew better"? When she says "we knew better" or "we know better," or "we knew better,"
right.
You put a little bit. This is just like you emphasize, like, I know the secret. You got to emphasize, we knew, like it's, oh, we knew better, like we knew something, like you know what I mean, like.
Okay.
She kind of blew through it, and I kind of like, we knew better, would give it like a little bit more drama.
Okay. Yeah, I
Do you understand what I'm saying, Juliet?
I want to find. Is it where there's? Oh, well, you probably don't see what I'm reading because
We
how
knew
it's
better.
written out.
we knew better is let's see.
Everybody thought she was dumb but pure.
Yeah,
We
everybody
knew.
thought she was dumb but pure of heart. We knew better.
How do you want me to say we knew better again?
Like
We knew better.
Everybody thought she was dumb but pure of heart. We knew better.
Okay.
But however
it.
you would inflect that,
Okay. Be like, we knew better.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So run.
Like you knew the secret. You knew better. She wasn't
Okay.
just dumb and pure of heart.
Okay. All right. Run the whole thing, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to count me down. Okay. Hi, you may recognize me from the Media Virus podcast. I'm Juliet Everett, the Scorpion Goddess, and I'm here to tell you about Chesapeake Bay bee gravy. You might think from my Boston accent that I'm a lobster roll purist, but I know the secret. The secret of Eastern Shore's Chesapeake Bay bee gravy. Since 1943, at the age of 9, went on that God damn it. I gotta start over. Sorry.
You're all right.
All right. Hi, you may recognize me from the Media Virus podcast. I'm Juliet Everett, the Scorpion Goddess, and I'm here to tell you about Chesapeake Bay bee gravy. You might think from my Boston accent that I'm a lobster roll purist, but I know the secret. The secret of Eastern Shore's Chesapeake Bay bee gravy. Since 1943, at the age of 9, when on that fateful night, Grandma Dorcas Abbott was kicked by a mule and left with a brain injury that caused her to forever call mashed potatoes mush hitter. Everyone said she was dumb, but pure of heart. We knew better. Because it was that night, she mixed Old Bay seasoning with Eastern Shore peach blossom honey, and baby gravy was born. She put on almost everything, seafood, like her famous shrimp wings and icky sticky crab cakes, to pork chops and chicken thighs. Now the Abbotts invite you to know the joy of grandma's sauce too. For a limited time, when you call 1-646-VIRUS-01 and tell the infection team what grandma used to tell little Abbotts. I'm a little dumb, but pure. Eat it on what you like, but don't put the baby gravy on mush hitter. It just ain't right. You will receive a coupon code for a sample of Dorcas Abbott's Chesapeake Bay bee gravy. And remember, you never put dumb, pure bay bee gravy in mush hitter. It's just wrong.
Okay.
How was that?
Not bad. I just want to I want to hit that tagline one more time. Try to ignore that comma. That you're
What
There's a
tagline?
really long pause. I think
Yeah.
it may flow
Remember.
better without pause.
Ignore the comma after dumb. So remember, you never
Okay.
put dumb pure. Yeah.
Okay. Just read that line right
Yeah.
there.
Drop the comma. You never put dumb pure at go right through that.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So from
As a matter
remember.
of fact, what I would put a little pause after "you never put." Just a little pause, you never put, and then all those
that
words.
way you can
right?
get all the rest in one breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slam
Yeah,
it together.
I like that.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Beautiful. All right.
Remember, you never put dumb, pure baby gravy in mush hitter. It's just wrong.
Perfect.
Okay.
Absolutely. I thought that was great. What do you think, Matt?
I like that one. That flow.
Yep. I like it.
What if we left off the "it's just wrong" and you just said
You know
that
what?
for
Let's do it. The fun part
start
about
it
this
dumb? Yeah, start it dumb and leave off "it's just wrong."
because I feel like if we can just kind of play around with it, maybe give them a few different options, they may find a tagline that they like and that was purely from us, which
Yeah,
would be
and
kind of cool.
honestly, we're talking about them, so it's good for them anyway.
Exactly.
So just end it at mush hitter.
Yep.
Okay.
You ready?
Just that one line, or you want me
Yeah.
to read the entire?
Now
Okay.
we're just gonna go from dumb
Yeah.
and stop at hitter.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Go.
Dumb, pure baby gravy in mush hitter.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Try it one more time faster.
Okay.
Yeah. Tighten it up.
Wait, are you guys messing with me right now?
No.
Oh.
Seriously.
Okay.
Nice and tight.
All right. Dumb, pure baby gravy in mush hitter.
Faster.
How fast?
We'll
It's
know
got to
when we
flow.
hear
Like
it.
this is I feel like this is the part that gets played like over things. You know what I mean? Like a radio spot, a television spot, like the taglines always get the most emphasis. So I feel like it should be like, it's just the one you nail. Fast enough to be like the thing that you remember.
Okay. Dumb, pure dumb, pure baby gravy in mush hitter. No, that wasn't good.
No? Try it again.
Dumb, pure baby gravy in mush hitter. I don't like that.
I mean, really listen to it while you say it.
You guys just want me? Does that stand for something?
No.
DPV.
No. Don't overthink it. Say it fast, but listen to yourself say it. It'll come to you. Look, I do voice. I've done movie trailers. It's just part of the process.
You end up with that one take that just feels right. You know what I mean?
It's not like we're buying tape.
Dumb, pure baby gravy in mush hitter. How do you think it would sound best? You want me to say it fast?
I personally, I think it's
Stanley, how would you say it?
I feel like I feel like there's a combination of fast and smooth that in her voice is like she'll know when it's that right combination of fast and smooth, and it'll just feel right. Like I've read lines 40, 50 times,
Right.
just that one important part until it feels right. So sometimes like I'll just repeat that line again and again and again until I get the one that just nails it for me personally. So
Read it off. I want to hear how it
something-
sounds. Read it off. I want to hear how it sounds when you say it, because maybe I can mimic it.
I don't have the.
It's easy. It's just like six. It's just like 6 words.
What are
No,
they?
I mean I don't have them.
You guys are messing with me right now, aren't you? Dumb, pure baby gravy and mush hitter. I must hitter. Dumb, pure baby gravy. I must. Are you guys saying I'm dumb?
No.
You must
No,
hit
no,
me.
We would never
What?
say that you're dumb.
I'm
No.
yes, you would.
No.
No.
No, we would not. We would
No.
never say that you're dumb.
Okay, Maddie might, but
Ready? No.
Dumb,
No.
pure baby gravy and mush hitter.
There you go. That was the best.
I like. See, there was emotion. There was emotion on
You
that.
were
one. I
right,
like it.
Stanley. She just had to feel it and say it. Yeah.
Dumb.
Right?
I still don't
Okay.
know what I'm saying.
Dump your baby gravy in my shitter.
Oh my god.
Oh, it was better than I imagined.
I thought I was doing something important.
This was so much better than we could have hoped for.
I was so serious.
It was
You were
awesome.
awesome.
We
You
learned a
were
lot.
awesome. Hang
We
on.
learned a lot tonight.
Hang on.
Fantastic.
Hang on.
You guys
You
played
were
me.
absolutely awesome. No, because I thought a million times that you knew what was going on and you were playing along.
Yeah,
I
I
had
thought
no idea.
I really thought you were, and I'll applaud you. Your yes and your stick to it. This was more of a test than anything else, just to see like how willing you were to just keep going. And I'm so happy about it. It was awesome. Thank you. I've been giggling about that for 4 fucking days.
So wait a minute. This is what you've
Because
been
I
working
thought-
on, Mike, for a month. You guys all
No.
knew about this.
well, I may have
No.
embellished a little bit. I heard about it
No.
on Sunday.
So this started with I think it's funny. I think it would be really funny for people in pornos to say really goofy shit, like dump your baby gravy in my shitter. Or or I think it'd be really funny. I think it'd be really funny if like a woman was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna kiss your wiener," or so I was like, "All right, dump your baby gravy in my shitter," and I was like, "Okay, dumb pure baby gravy." And I was like, in mashed hitter? Like, no, why would mush hitter? And it was just going to be a line of words.
I had no idea.
So
Oh
then
my
I
God.
sent this to Mike. And I said,
How
Mike,
were my lines?
you were
Really good,
You were
actually.
You were fantastic. Awesome.
fantastic. So I sent this. I said, okay, I've got a stupid idea for a bit. But basically, it revolves around getting Juliet to say these words. And he read them, knew exactly what was going on. And then I was like, okay, so here's the bit. It's a company from Maryland that's a company that takes Old Bay spice and mixes it with honey. So it's Bay Bee gravy. And if we keep that separate, and we went through this whole thing, and then Mike wrote the copy that was in fact staff writer Bill. I thought the fact that I had my camera off and didn't interrupt once was a dead giveaway, but I was crying.
There was a
Laugh.
part where you started giggling at the end of saying something. I heard you, and then you quick muted yourself.
So here's where this started. When Maddie
Oh,
said,
wait a minute. Hold on. It says, hold on. I just want to throw this out. I was born on a Sunday on November 18th, 11/18. And you guys did this Sunday, 11/18.
See,
I just
it
want
was
to throw it
supposed
out
to
there.
be you.
Yeah, it really was.
But you were saying like the last astrology reading you gave me, you were talking about taking risks and this and that. So I've been kind of just writing. I've been doing bits, and we've got more to come, but this was absolutely terrific.
Oh man, that was great.
But
I've
Stanley
always wanted to
didn't.
be like pranked like this before too. Oh, thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad we got to do that for you.
You fulfilled this in my life.
Stanley was let in that it was a bit right
And you got
before
it
the
on
show.
camera.
But here's the thing: is I didn't know. I knew that
No,
there was a bit coming in the block.
No,
I
but he didn't know what
it was or how it was going to work. But I knew that I was going to be able to figure it out and go with it.
Who keeps spelling my name wrong?
So as soon as I heard baby
It's
gravy,
my autocorrect. Yep.
Oh,
I heard
it's
baby
like
gravy.
half time it's right, half the time it's wrong.
Yeah, it's my autocorrect.
Oh, No,
when I tag you, it's
good.
correct. When it brings you up to tag you in it, it's correct. So you'll notice like I spell your name right in the group chat, but when I'm talking to Mike, for some reason it changes it. But I don't care enough. So he understands what I'm saying. And but that was fucking awesome. So
No, that was good.
But for a real sponsor though, we were just contacted by an Australian company called Dickens Cider. And so if you could just say, my mom loves Dickens Cider really fast.
I'm not saying that.
I legit almost had a heart attack when you said, Stanley, can you read? How would you say it, Stanley?
That was actually Mike's idea.
Oh, if you just run the lines.
That was a
run the
callback.
lines. At that point, I was like, I think I'm getting played. That's why I was like, it's just 6 words. You can say it. You can remember that. Go ahead.
Oh,
and when
man.
you did, I was like, I know I'm
But
getting played right
that was a callback to last episode when we were doing faux real, and you were
and I refuse to say that too.
faux real.
And I'm like, this is great. Now Stanley's just gonna refuse to talk every time I bring him up. That's gonna be his whole bit.
I almost lost it when it was and she put the baby gravy on everything. On the sticky icky wings.
Yeah, the sticky crab cakes. Shrimp wings.
I was like, when I kept reading shrimp wings, I was like, what the fuck is shrimp wings? Shrimps and wings is completely different.
I even explained that at the front. That was cool when you said, I think I've had it.
Yes, and legit, I did date a girl in Northeast, and Steak and Maine is a place in there. So, like, I understood, I figured it had something to do.
There was
with
so much truth. Like when he was reading the court that we were going over the copy, and I'm like, Dorcas Abbott. I'm like, come on. And he's like, no, Dorcas Abbott's a real person. It's a woman. And originally it was Grandpa. Nobody gets the joke that Grandma was kicked in the head by a mule at 9 and still procreated.
Oh, the donkey punch.
Okay.
You know, it's funny. That was the first thing I thought of when I read it too. My brain was like, donkey punch.
But at 9 and still had a family.
She was brain injured and so dumb.
And we just accepted that. That's funny.
And somebody just still fucked her. That's a crime. All right. There was so much great stuff in there. That was so good. That made me so happy.
I think
all right, let's go.
Tears.
I did. I
was. There were tears on the right side of your face there.
I think that.
And the tissue.
So our big fucking announcement was that you don't want to fuck with us because we can get you.
The big announcement is we put our baby gravy on everything.
But there's nothing like dumb pure baby gravy in my shitter.
But don't dump your baby gravy on my shitter.
I know. I kept saying mush hitter.
You were nailing it. You were nailing it.
I was like, must hitter. I was like, are you saying dumb and you have to hit me? I didn't
most
get it
times when you said mashita, you said it mashita.
Mush hitter.
It was great.
See, but in my head, I'm like, mush hitter. But when I hear it outside my head, mush hitter.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, let's go into C block. That was the whole B block.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for that block.
The worst thing about that, I had a very similar bit that I wrote that I was going to get Doc on, but she left. Oh, well.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for our B block. We had a lot of fun, even if you didn't. We'll be back in the C block. You can give us a call, 1-646-FIRE-01. Tell us what Grandma told all the little Abbotts.
I would rather be ass-raped by a monkey.
Of course, now, Mike, you realize you also have Maddie saying that very same thing.
I'll be right back. Hang on.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, I'm so glad she wasn't that mad.
Yeah, me
Oh,
too.
she was actually grateful.
Yeah, like, oh, you guys pranked me.
Oh, that means I fit in.
Yeah, I was afraid that could have gone left real quick.
Honestly, I was willing to take that risk. I'm just going to say that out loud.
Oh man.
I'll be right back since she's
Yep.
going to run.
I'll just put it out there. Thanks for having the faith in me that I'd be able to catch on and add to it.
Well, I knew you would. I knew you would. Because we debated on how far to bring it in, and I knew that you could act surprised with it, but I mean, part of it was we wanted the hey, somebody approached us part to like hit everybody so that it seemed like, oh wow, okay, something's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm much better off the cuff. I think it just works better. I think for me, I think I work better off the cuff. So not knowing, I think it worked really.
It kept you sharp.
It really did.
How far into it were we when you figured out what everything was coming together to be?
Honestly, the only thing I knew for sure was baby gravy. That was the only thing that I knew 100%. Like I know that was something. And
I kept thinking it was barbecue sauce. I was like, I fucking hate barbecue sauce.
No, once I heard baby gravy, I knew that was a thing. And then the machita I didn't get until much later. And it was because of the way that you said it with the accent. It was one of those takes where just the way you said it just came out machita. So, oh, that's what it is. And I think that was the one where I had to like turn the camera to the side because I started. Yeah.
Well, I couldn't see what you guys were doing because I had to like read off of something. So I was in a whole other thing paying attention to what I was reading. So I couldn't even see you guys' reactions.
And that's pretty exciting for me that we did that because it's been a long time since I've gotten somebody like that. And like I was telling Matt when I worked for Happy Harry's drugstores for a while. And
oh my God, I remember Happy Harry's when I used to live out there.
So there was one of our managers one time that was getting furniture delivered, and like they called and canceled 3 times. Like he had scheduled to be at home to receive and then they'd call and cancel. So like on the 3rd time, the guys, I was my day off. They're like, "Hey, you gotta call, other guy and tell him that you're the scheduling dude from the furniture place, and there's a problem, and just mess with him." So I had him because he was supposed to be in at a certain time because the delivery was supposed to be at a certain time. So I had him thinking it was going to be late, and then I look, let me see what I can do. And I was Demetrius when I did it, and Demetrius he had a lisp, and he may have been gay. And I went so far as, I've worked some things out, and I've talked to the crew, and they're going to skip their lunch so that they can get this delivery on time. But maybe you could have some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches ready so that when they're done, they can have the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and it won't be so bad that they missed their lunch. Like he didn't know whether to shit or wind his watch. Got him good. And he wasn't sure. He didn't know it was me until we worked together again. And Demetrius popped out and spoke to him. And
son of a
and he just started laughing. He said, "That was you. That was you." One of the other times we got somebody at Happy Harry's, we used to get a company newsletter that came around. It was just, on a piece of copy paper. But one of the sections was who was getting transferred to a different store. And they always made sure that the phone calls were made to the managers from the DMs before the transfer, before anybody saw the transfers. So we got the mailbag in one day before this guy came in, and we took razor blades and cut his name out from the old one when they transferred him to our store, and made it look like they were transferring him 90 miles away.
Yikes! That's good.
We picked the farthest store from his house and put it on. We almost had to tackle him away from the phone. He was ready to call and lose his job.
Oh, man.
All right, let's get back at this, man.
Yeah.
Mike, where are you? Where are you hiding?
I am right here.
Oh, how do you do that?
I have a virtual camera, so I turn the virtual camera on and it just shows the background. And then I go back to the real camera.
On your phone or on your laptop?
No, my laptop.
Oh, okay. I always wonder how you do that. I was like, does he throw over a green mask really quick? It's like,
It's the Harry Potter cloak of invisibility.
All right. We've got
Maddie, what are you
Rather.
eating?
We've got Would You Rather, and we've got Maddie's movie review, which I think I'm going to go to the movie review first.
No astrology this week.
If you've got something, we can absolutely do it.
I mean, it's the eclipse, but
It's also
I don't.
10:05.
Okay.
We can skip it.
So I think if we have 3 segments, we may want to keep that in mind. given-
Okay. What do we?
Can we link my video?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Send me the link by tomorrow evening.
Okay.
All right.
I have an idea, just so that everyone is aware. There was a segment that was pitched to me that I'm going to be working on for the next little bit.
What is it? To play?
No, a bit for the show. I'll keep it. I think it's better as a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah, but I want to tighten up, and I'll present it probably in video.
Is it going to be the thing that you were going to do to Connie, and instead now you're going to do it to me?
Oh no, I can't do it now.
All right, so you're like basically you say you're working on something.
Yeah, I'm
For
working
sure.
on something. I'm just letting you know
Awesome.
I'm working on something for the show.
Cool, man.
I'm
Awesome. Glad to hear it.
excited.
A lot of creativity. All right, so we're gonna go into. I don't have any kind of intro music or anything. I just threw together a review.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
I love Would You Rather, and I'm drinking, and I'm on my 3rd drink, and time
Okay.
isn't real, so who cares if it's 10:05?
Okay,
Not
right.
me.
Obviously. Okay. Just gonna go ahead and mute you.
Thank you.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm Matty Rock.
Stop. Thank you. All right. So, and we're back on the Media Virus podcast in the C block, and our C block is gonna be awesome because we have an awesome staff, and our awesome staff this week put together some content, and Maddie is that awesome guy this week. He watched a movie, folks. He watched a movie, and then he reviewed said movie. So let's see what Maddie has to say about it.
Hey, I'm Matty Rockdeath, and this is my review of The Batman. I'm no Batman purist, and I wasn't about to judge this film by the lead actor playing Batman. I mean, everybody scoffed when it came to Ben Affleck playing Batman. So when it came down to Robert Pattinson of the Twilight Saga, I thought that was a very daring choice. And as a cisgendered heteronormative male that's been coerced into watching the Twilight Saga, I soon realized that the problem with the Batman isn't the fact that Robert Pattinson played Batman, but the film was made by people who thought it was a good idea to cast Robert Pattinson as Batman. For those who suffered the Twilight Saga, you might remember that Robert Pattinson played a vampire that wasn't really a vampire. He could go out into the sun without exploding. He can impregnate human bitches. And I think in Italy, he ate a bunch of garlicky Italian food. That tradition carries over in the Batman. Robert Pattinson plays a Batman who's not really Batman. Thomas Wayne is an assassinated political figure. Bruce Wayne has done absolutely no philanthropic work and was a complete shut-in except to ride his moped and beat up bad guys. Don't get me wrong, this film had some cool points. The take on the Riddler was very cool and would have fit well into the Dark Knight saga. The Batmobile appears once and seems kind of like a badass 442 with a roll cage. And a lot of people die graphically. However, this 3-hour tour de farce could have been cut in half by just removing the slow motion thud of the Batman's boots. 30 minutes from him to walk to a doorway to a car that had exploded. In the rain with 9 different angles. The only thing worse than the self-indulgent cinematography was the music score. It's like somebody said, hey, let's remove a couple of notes from the Darth Vader March theme and then buy the shittiest Nirvana song we can find. If you were to dig up Kurt Cobain, make him watch this piece of shit and say, hey, look what we did with Something's in the Way, he would blow his head off again. This movie sucked. I give it the finger.
And that's how Maddie Rockdeff reviews a movie, folks.
That movie fucking sucked. Of course you did.
I love Kurt Cobain. That's what I was going to say. I named my owl Kurt Cobain. It's a plastic owl, but I still named it.
Let me tell you something. I was a senior in high school the day that Cobain took his life. I could not handle it. I wore black for 3 days. I didn't go to school for 3 days. I couldn't go to school the next day. Like I just couldn't. Like I was so like Nirvana was so fucking important to me. Nirvana was fucking just everything to me at that time.
Grunge was God.
Grunge was, I mean, I was a senior in high school, and this man, they had just released In Utero and you know, Heart Shaped Box and Rape Me were still big fucking hits on the radio. And it was like, there's not going to be any more Nirvana albums. There's not going to be any more. It's gone. It's all gone. He took it. And how do you be so fucking depressed? Like, how do you like?
I did some digging into his natal chat, and he has one of the most twisted, him and Edgar Allan Poe. I've looked at those two celebrities, like, chats, and they have a lot of dark shit. Like Kurt Cobain has a lot of Pisces placements, and there were a lot of aspects that showed a lot of struggles, like in his head mentally. Like, I'm getting emotional talking about it.
Listen to me. This is what I want you. This is what I want you to do. So we've passed. I know that we've passed the anniversary. I think it was April 4th. And if it wasn't April 4th, April 4th was the day I played a Nirvana tribute show many, many years after Cobain's death. Me and my friend Louis fucking couldn't find a drummer, but we had a band called Endless Nameless, and my buddy took fucking he went into his room with Fruity Loops and recreated Dave Grohl's drum set, and then recreated Dave Grohl's drum beats on a CD. And then we took that CD. I played bass and he played guitar, and we went out and played Nirvana tunes, and we had every fucking Nirvana song on this fucking CD, just the drum beat. And we went out and fucking played this a lot, and we did a Nirvana tribute. And we had another band. I went and I was telling another friend who was in a band back in the day that we all like knew each other. I'm like, hey, we're doing a Nirvana tribute show. He's like, yo, I want in. He's like, I'm going to put together, all right. We were called Endless Nameless, which is the name of the bonus track on Nevermind. And they were called the Lithiums. And back in the day, we were more like Nirvana Bleach, and they were more like Pearl Jam, like type of music. So what it was is we did all the cool shit from Incesticide and Bleach. And then they did most of In Utero and most of Nevermind. And there was a little bit of crossover because we really like doing Come As You Are. I've always liked that bass line. And we fucking nailed, we kicked this shit out of it. My buddy had dude, he played this. If you ever buy a Fender Stratocaster and you get it for like $100, if you take the pick guard off of that Stratocaster and you find all of the hardware is mounted to the pick guard, that is the biggest piece of shit you will ever fucking play in your life. And he made this fucking thing sound like because the Fender Jaguar, which Kurt Cobain was famous for, was a notorious piece of shit. The Fender Jaguar was one of the most mocked fucking guitars out there because of it had switches like an organ did for your treble and your fucking instead it had some knobs and it had fucking switches. Just a weird fucking guitar. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I would love for you to put together an astrological presentation of Kurt Cobain. That would be fucking awesome.
Okay.
That would make me happy, and then we could put together like a segment around that, and I think that would be fucking cool.
Oh, speaking of Kurt Cobain, you know the Foo Fighters, because what's his name?
Dave Grohl.
It's Foo Fighters. One of their band members passed away like
a few
weeks ago too. I don't even think. Yeah,
I think the drummer. I think it was the drummer.
Yes.
Yeah, it was the drummer. I was gonna say that, but I've had 3 drinks, so I didn't want to be like it was the drummer and then be wrong.
All right, so you guys want to get into Would You Rather?
Yes.
Yeah, let's play a little Would You Rather.
All right, so we don't have any theme music or any of that goofy shit that we normally put together. I just kind of came up with this. So, hey, you guys want to play Would You Rather? And,
would you rather? Would you rather?
I can throw some of my game show music up and let's.
No, you want Juliet's intro wasn't too bad.
The Juliet's intro was the shit.
Would you rather?
All right, and welcome to Would You Rather, the game where I ask ridiculous questions. Actually, we all ask ridiculous questions of each other, and then we have to choose and figure out which one is the answer that we would take a general consensus on.
I came up with one.
One?
I came up with one just now.
All right. Well, okay. Well, do you want to kick us off with that? Go ahead, so you don't forget it.
Would you rather suck a dick?
Suck a dick.
Or would you rather eat ass with somebody who just shit and didn't wipe?
Is the dick clean?
Yes.
Do I have to suck at their completion or just suck?
Yes, it's got to be all the way.
How long am I eating the ass?
Until they moan like they came. They're like, yes,
I got that one because look, one stroke, I got it. I'll take the ass, one stroke.
Yeah, but that one stroke's got a lot of dirt.
Yeah, it does. But
that one stroke is after a couple of strokes, it's clean.
I'll be done in one stroke. You'll be
You'd
there.
rather eat poop
than suck a dick? Yeah, I can be done. I can be done in 3 seconds. Much better than cramping out my neck trying to blow some dude.
It does hurt your neck. Wait, but you can do different positions, like lay down and just get like face fucked. You could do that too.
Did they wipe?
I have a really good story about that.
When they pooped, they did not wipe. That's.
Is it a man's ass?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, if it's a man's ass, then I'm taking the dick.
Well, if it's a dude's ass, I'll suck his dick. If it's a
that was
clean
that's
dick.
where you lost. That's where you lost everybody.
In my head, I was thinking a man's ass.
Mike, do you have anything?
Yeah, actually I do.
Wait,
Would
he
you?
didn't. Mike didn't answer.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Clean
Sorry.
dick all day.
Okay.
Yeah, we were all in agreement once
we found out
heard
it was
a
man
dude
ass.
we were
Yeah.
all in agreement.
So
Just to be clear, some of us do like mayonnaise, but none of us like man ass. All right.
would you rather win a lottery for an exorbitant amount of money, 500 million, let's say, or have a fantastic, enormous penis?
I want a big dick. No, I'm just kidding. I would choose the money.
I don't. I feel like you can buy a lot with the money. You know what I mean?
Are you guys really thinking about this?
Well,
Money
I have
over
a big dick, so I would like to
Pretend
decide,
you
yeah.
don't. Pretend you got a shrimp dick, okay? What would you choose?
If I had a shrimp dick, you know what?
Shrimp dick.
If I
Well,
had
I
a
do,
shrimp-
and I would still take the money. So
Yeah, I think I would take the money because I feel like I've got 10
you
fingers.
can buy a bigger
thumbs,
dick.
toes. Except for that one guy that died. Remember, there was a story where the dude was a billionaire, and he tried to get surgery to make his dick bigger, and he died. Being
What?
greedy.
How small was it? Why did he need to do
There was a guy.
Small enough for
So
rich
there
men.
was I had a friend who's
Jeez.
at the end of her street was a guy who had signs on his front lawn against this one doctor, and this doctor did penis enlargement surgeries, and the guy name was Louis. So every time, and the reason he didn't like this doctor is because he had a botched penis enlargement. So we used to so we'd sing, his name was Louis, and we'd go, Louis, Louis, oh no, got a penis implant. It didn't work. No, Louis, Louis. Like that.
Mhm.
That's the end of the story.
What
Don't
does
fuck
a
with your
penis?
back or your dick.
What is a penis botched enlargement surgery like? What is that? I want to know what it looks like. I want to see it.
Franken dick. It probably doesn't work.
I want to
don't.
see it.
I really
does
don't
it
know.
just not? It
No.
does that mean
No,
it doesn't?
I'm the host, and I say no. So
I
let's go on
want to
to
see.
no. What's the next?
I want to see it.
So just as an
We're playing Would
FYI,
You Rather.
I found my bad choices from July 11th of 2018.
Oh,
Ooh.
And I've got 11 horrible choices.
Well, I've got 4. So what, Mike? Does anybody have any more?
I can come up with something.
Oh, I've got plenty once we're
All right, let me go. Why don't you go ahead and run one, and then I'll go.
my game has higher stakes.
I'm excited. Let's do it.
Let's just start with number 1. Take a taser to the chest or beanbag gun to the chest.
Wait, what's a beanbag gun? I've never heard of that.
Cops shoot a beanbag gun
It's basically a shotgun with a beanbag load.
to white people.
Yeah, it shoots a beanbag.
So it's not the rubber
It's-
bullets. It's a.
It's
Right.
a non. It's kind of like it's a non-lethal round, is what they call it.
It's a non-lethal round that white people
I'd
get
rather
when they
take a
get
fucking taser. I'd rather get tased than shot because I feel like I'd be like, and with tase, I'd be like, I have a taser anyways. I tased my husband before.
This does not surprise me. You may not.
He
You
wanted it.
Probably
We
Does
will.
any-
wanted
does-
he wanted to test it out to see if it worked,
Does anybody
and I did too.
else
Here.
hear the irony there?
I don't. Here's the thing: is I
You
feel
wanted
like
it.
I feel like
It's
because
purple. Do you guys want to see it? I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
hang on, because I feel like I know I don't really ever have to make this choice because I know the sentence, "Hello, officer, how can I comply?" And I'll be taken seriously. Like, "Hello, officer, please." I'll get on my knees and put my hands behind my back.
And suck that
Please.
dick.
Please don't hurt
Suck
me.
that dick.
No, but I guess I'd rather take the taser.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm choosing the taser.
I'd rather be tased.
All right. So you ready? All right. So here's mine. Here's one of mine. Ready?
Yes.
Go.
Would you rather get out of the shower and wipe your face with someone else's sweaty towel, and you can smell them, or step in cold, runny dog shit?
Step in dog shit.
Yeah, cold runny dog shit.
No, I'd rather do the towel.
You can just rinse your feet off out in the shower. Then
can
you
rinse-
rubbing your face with someone's nasty sweat and
But you could
bacteria and
you
all of
just
your
got
face.
out
You're
of
gonna
the
get
shower.
acne. You're gonna
You
get
just got out of the shower. You can
smelly
just
face.
back in. If
Ah.
you step in running dog shit, you have to then go find a shower, so you're tracking shit. If
But
I
you just stepped out of the shower
right, which
into
means I
it.
can step right back in.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm closer
then-
to the shower.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. In both of
What?
these instances, are we like 2 steps out of the shower in both cases?
No.
Okay. So in that case, I'll take the
No.
towel.
As a matter of fact, the cold runny dog shit is middle of the night.
Yeah, see, no, I'd rather do the towel because I can just clean my face
Oh wait,
back.
I thought we were getting out of the shower. You get out of the shower, you step in the dog shit.
All
Oh,
right,
you get out of the shower, you get the nasty
listen,
towel.
I completely understand the confusion. I should have, I was asked a clarifying question, and I was like, okay, but if you want to make all things equal, then it does. Then the dog shit isn't that bad. See, that's the problem. Is the dog shit doesn't seem that bad.
Right.
Getting out of the shower, you just put your leg in the shower, and especially if you have a detachable shower head.
I have one.
If you the worst feeling in the world is to like put the fucking and then have something smell like ass or armpit is like, oh.
You could just go right back and wash it right off.
But
Whereas
you have no more towels. That's
But they're
it.
both all right. So they're both very unpleasant experiences. Is still the point.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Either way, it's hard to make that decision. Everyone, except for Stanley, would prefer to have someone else dog shit on their feet rather than someone else's sweat on their face. And it is a hard thing. It's a hard thing. I kind of think that now that the more I think about it, I think the sweaty towel isn't as bad.
Boy, I can't do the sweaty towel.
All right, Stan, what's next?
Teabagged or dry humped. Now listen, if you get teabagged, it's 3 full slow dips from a dude and he's sweaty. If it's the dry hump, it's 3 full slow pumps and he's doing a reach around.
What kind of reach around?
Wait, hold on. I have a serious thing. Like,
reach around.
I feel like some of these are not inclusive. Like, this is just too easy for me. I don't have a dick.
It's true.
And I'm.
There was the previous podcast was a male dominated.
No, same number.
Shit show. Well, yeah, one girl, and she said the same.
3 dudes, 1 girl.
I believe she said very similar things to like this doesn't. Right. I'm gonna take slow hump. Now wait, hang on.
I'm going with the slow hump too. I hate sweaty balls.
Is teabag in the mouth or where's the teabag happen?
Teabag's always in your mouth.
It is.
No, but we used to call a teabag like you could do it on someone's forehead too.
Because I did not specify, it can either be forehead, eyeballs, or mouth.
I would take a forehead. I would take a forehead teabag before I took a dry hump. But if it's mouth only, I'm going for the dry hump. That's my answer.
I'm going with the dry hump because I don't care, but I hate sweaty balls. Sweaty chocolate munchkins. No.
All
right. Do we? I have one. That's
wait, Mike,
that's going to be.
Yeah,
Mike, do you have?
I totally agree with Matt. If I've got to go if it's teabag to the mouth, I'm going with the dry hump. Otherwise, I think I could probably take sweaty balls to my forehead.
I
Sure.
like getting dry humped with a reach around. It's fun. Just try it. It's nice.
Yeah,
All
that is
right.
much different when there's a girl present.
So I just want to point out a few minutes ago, Juliet uttered the phrase, "It's purple. Do you want to see it?"
Oh, do you want to see it? I haven't.
And
What
No
are
one
you
touched
talking
it?
about?
I always thought Stanley would say that to me first.
Oh my God.
That's good.
Okay. I have one that all of mine are pretty unisex. So
I'm ready.
unless Mike, do you
Mine
have?
are not.
I do have one.
Okay.
Assuming you're a sleepwalker, you wake up from sleepwalking in a public place that is crowded. Would you rather be in a slutty Catholic schoolgirl uniform or bare ass naked?
Bloody girl uniform.
Yeah, slutty girl uniform. Definitely.
Slutty girl uniform.
Bare ass
Full,
naked.
full commitment. Full commitment. It's a prank to someone. Playing a character. It's for a role. Like a full commitment. I'll just go. Fuck it.
I just don't like the way my balls hang out from under the skirt. What'd you have, Matt?
All right. So would you rather, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Would you rather be trapped in a Truman Show style reality show written by Tyler Perry, or have Fran Drescher audibly narrate your life, which means that not only she's not physically there, but you and everyone around you can hear her narrate your life. Which one would you?
Fran, are you kidding me?
You don't
now,
think
hold
that
on.
would get irritating as shit?
No.
Now,
Not
hold on.
at all.
Have you
I
ever
love
listened to the
Fran.
playback? Have you
Is
listened to
this-
the playback when she's on the show?
I
I
love
have,
Fran.
actually.
No, I don't know, maybe, but I
Is
love
this-
Fran.
Is this Fran Drescher
Mr.
or is this
Sheffield.
the nanny?
The Nanny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr.
The nanny,
Sheffield
yes.
should be
Yeah.
like, Big Daddy.
What
What
was the other
first
choice?
option again?
He was logging into the podcast late once again. And he was
What was the first option again?
to be trapped in a Truman Show style reality show written by Tyler Perry. And there's an extra level of hell to each of these. To me, Fran Drescher has the most irritating voice I've ever heard in my life. And I find it not impossible, but difficult to masturbate to the nanny. But you have to remember that if this show is written by Tyler Perry, that means he plays most of the female leads too.
Well,
He
see,
plays
I
most
was
of the he plays most of the characters in your life where you're trapped.
I was-
Or
sorry.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was thinking with Tyler Perry, there's just gonna be too much like cheating and drama. I don't need
I'm
that
gonna take the
shit.
Tyler Perry.
What? You
I
want the
f-
cheating and the drama? I'm
Here's
going
the
with
thing.
Well, I feel like he's the
Fran,
only one that
nanny.
wouldn't be. He's the only one that wouldn't be cast in the villain as the villain in the Tyler Perry.
So for the Tyler Perry film, right? Not only am I black, but I'm light skinned black, which means I'm the smart good guy, according to Tyler Perry's rules.
Okay.
So I am the intelligent new boyfriend that comes along and takes the girl away from her abusive, dark-skinned man.
The doc just messaged us and is listening in and says this is hilarious.
I think she's talking about something in the chat.
Oh.
Yeah. Something tells me she's not paying attention to the show, because why would you? All right. So I've gone over these with Matty Boy, and we also we both actually decided that we would rather, like, it would get irritating at first, But eventually, it would make all uncomfortable moments much more comfortable that we had Fran Drescher narrating our lives, as opposed to being stuck in a Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah, I would go Fran Drescher because I think you could have fun with it, especially if everybody else could hear it. I would just do shit that would be funny for her to narrate.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
All right, who's next?
Cock
I have one.
left hand.
Would you rather eat your earwax or your toe fungus?
Earwax all day.
Ugh.
I've taken my shoes off, baby. I know where I'm going.
No, I mean like the under,
earwax.
like under your nails, like when you get a pedicure and they go under your nails.
Right. Like I said,
Yeah.
earwax. I've taken my shoes off. I know where I'm going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
earwax.
I feel like earwax can wind its way into the digestive system all by itself, so it's probably all right. And I'm not putting fungus. I don't want hoof and mouth disease.
Do you guys want to
That's-
know where I got this one from?
The internet.
Yes, please.
So, I have a very fond memory of when Y2K happened, and I was watching Nickelodeon because there was a major countdown for Y2K to happen.
I remember that.
And one of the things they asked before commercial break was, would you rather eat your ear wax or your toe fungus? I chose toe fungus, and I still do today.
I was actually we were celebrating a big party at my parents' house, and I was actually able to sneak into the little closet where the breaker box was during the countdown. And then at midnight, I shut the house down.
Nice.
I
My dad was so pissed because I reset every clock in the house.
Oh, you're awful. You're awful.
Oh, he was so mad because it scared the shit out of everybody. It was fucking great. Anyway,
I locked my cousin in a closet once on her birthday because I didn't like her.
Okay.
Wow.
all of my siblings are old enough to have children my age. So I have a lot of nieces and nephews that are close in age. And one of my favorite things to do to them, because one of my nephews used to get in trouble for taking his shoes off all the time because he'd lose them. So I would when I would watch him, I would take his shoes off. I'd steal them. And then I would run into the bathroom and lock the door, throw the shoes under the vanity, and flush the toilet. And then come unlock the door and tell the kid I flushed his shoes down the toilet.
Wow.
He'd start fucking crying. And I'd be laughing.
My daughter does shit like that. She loves to do tricks and pranks. Oh my god.
Crying. One
That's
time
funny.
I put mustard in his hat. He had it was like his favorite hat. I was stoned off my ass. I filled it up with mustard. He was like fucking 10. He comes in, puts the hat on, mustard dripping down his face.
How old were you?
Like 16.
What the hell?
16, 17, something like that.
So, would you rather be 4'5" or 7'7"?
4'5". I love being short. Ideally, I would like to be 4'10", but 4'5".
Yeah, I would
Okay,
take 7'7" easily.
Question.
I think the men should be
Regardless
tall.
Regardless of the height,
Right.
is my dick size appropriate to the heights?
Okay, hold on. Listen, if you're gonna be like 7, whatever the fuck, 20 feet tall, and if your dick correlates to your height, who are you gonna fuck? Because it's gonna hurt, and nobody's gonna want that shit. You're gonna have to be like, oh, halfway, and then nobody's gonna be happy at the end of the day.
And if you're 4'5", it drags on the ground and you get a stab on the end of it.
No.
So would you rather be 4'5" with a very desirable penis, or would you rather be 7'7"
With an average penis.
or
the average.
with Or would you rather be 7'7" with an extremely large penis to the point where women would get scared off when they see it? You know what I mean? Either way, I'm taking the tall because being short sucks.
Yeah.
I like being short,
You're not.
but
a
I'm
man.
a woman, so it's
Yeah.
different.
Now, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing: is I'm tall now, but growing up, I was short because I was a child,
Right.
and I remember,
Oh,
I remember that being real shitty. And then I got tall. You know what the best part is? My pediatrician. I went to an actual pediatrician's office that was designed to be a pediatrician's office. So all of the knobs, all the doorknobs were up high, so kids couldn't escape. Right.
Mhm.
And so, at like 12, I was like, oh, or actually at 4, I could reach the fucking thing.
I was gonna
I don't know.
ask if you were tall when you were like a little too.
I was always, actually, my entire life growing up, I was mistaken for 2 years older than what I was. When I was 10, people thought I looked like I was 12. When I was
That's
12, I looked like I was
funny.
14.
I
It's
always
not.
got
It
the
fucking
opposite.
sucks.
I always got the opposite. Like I remember, okay, first of all, I went to a new school when I started 5th grade, and this girl pushes out her seat and she goes, "Why is she in here? She's supposed to be in kindergarten."
Ooh.
Oh, wow, I called you.
I've
So
always
who's got
I've
another
always been
would you rather? I got more. Who's got more?
below the percent. Wait,
Uh,
Big Daddy didn't answer. We need to know, Stanley, would you rather be short or tall?
I'll
Or
take the
5 or
tall.
7?
I will
Yeah.
take the tall.
I would take
All
the
day.
tall because I've been short my whole life and I'm not a fan.
I have one. Would you rather have, pretend you're a woman, would you rather have a fat ass or big boobs? Now, if you have big boobs, then your ass is completely flat like a pancake. But if you have a fat ass, then you have a flat chest.
So
Which
basically,
one
would you
would you
rather be
choose?
black or white? Okay, so
I think
if
that it'd be better to ask us which we would prefer as a woman.
Both. Okay, if you were a woman, what would you prefer? And as a man, what do you prefer?
As a man, I'm equal opportunity. If I was a woman, I think I'd want to have a fat ass.
yeah, I feel like I'd rather have a fat ass as a woman because you can do a lot with like tape and bras and lifting and all that shit to have the appearance of it.
You can
And
do the same
then
thing with your butt.
yeah, it's way more disappointing.
You can also shape your butt with a little bit of yoga.
Right.
Yeah.
You can do
Ain't
you can do
nobody
some
ever
dead
stretched and made their
squats.
titties bigger.
Yeah, you can do dead squats.
Just do a lot of push-ups. Get some chest muscles.
You can't do much. You can't do much with nothing.
Now, I think I would take the tits.
Yeah, I would.
Because now when I was
You wanna be a stripper.
when I was a much larger man, I was able to suck on my own nipples, and it feels nice. So I'm sure
You still have nipples. They still exist. The sensation would
you
still
gotta
be there if you were flat chested.
it'd be easier to get.
But
like,
he can't reach them.
you can't reach them. You got.
Yeah, you can. Oh, okay.
Why don't
You
you
need
then-
somebody. I'm thinking somebody else could do it, but all right, I get it.
I mean, it's, I'm just saying, if I was a girl, that would. And I think as a man, I think I prefer, chest over hindquarters. I like to look at a woman's face. Like to me, a woman's face is the most important thing. So then, like their bust, so to speak, like when you
It's
think,
right there.
it's you think of a bust as the bosom,
I never
as
thought about
as the breast, but when you say the word bust is a statue of someone's head and
Yeah.
down here. So I like to see a girl with pretty face and nice big breasts. That's what I like, and that's what I want riding on top of me and bouncing in my face. That's what I want.
Thought of it like that. Huh. All right, now preference. What would you choose?
I think I would I would choose
The big
I would choose the
boobs.
big tits so I can suck my own tits. Pretty simple, I think. Can't play with your own ass. I mean, you can, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. All right, who's next?
I kind of go. I have gone back and forth for a long time between which one I prefer, but I'd say six times out of 10, I prefer an ass over a titty. Only because if there is no ass, then like doggy is out or just doesn't. It's weird. If she has no ass, kind of doggy, it just fits the hip. That's uncomfortable for everybody. And if she has no titty, then you don't have to look at it.
What the?
Doggy. You know what I'm saying? Like you're looking at the back of her head anyway. So
we learned tonight that Big Daddy's favorite position is doggy style.
Big Daddy's favorite position is but when her chest is all the way down and an option of bringing up the backs of her arms, like that is a full strong penetration. Like that's a power move.
All right, so
half of that.
That one's called the child support because that is a
that's what you end up with. That's at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All right, so who's got more? Who's got more would you rathers?
I've got one.
All right.
If you're a guy, so I'm going to give the guys and then the girls. So, guys, mull it over. BJ from Mom.
Oh, Jesus.
Or Cowgirl from Grandma. Both of which are enthusiastic. Mom, who's given the BJ full eye contact. Grandma, who's given the Cowgirl, it's reverse Cowgirl. And she had bariatric surgery 2 years ago and has not had the extra skin removed yet. And enthusiastic. Now, for the ladies,
I don't like this one.
It is now oral sex.
I don't want to know.
Or
it's what?
A loving missionary from Grandpa. And same thing. Grandpa had bariatric surgery 2 years ago and has not had the extra skin removed.
Okay, everyone is exempt from answering this question. I let him answer it. I let him ask it just to get just so everybody can see what we're dealing with. But I am not going to make anyone neither choose nor voice that choice.
They're called bad choices.
Those are bad. Those are two bad choices.
Bad choices.
That thank God none of us have to make today.
That's right. But if you want to make that choice, you can do it, and you can call us and tell us what you think at 1-646-VIRUS-01. That's 1-646-VIRUS-01 to leave us a message about whether you would like to have oral from a parent or good loving from your grandparent.
No, but your grandparent has a lot of excess skin.
With extra skin.
He said he had 4. What was the other one? Because that was 3. I want to know what the other one was.
I had 11. You don't want to know the rest of it.
Oh, okay. No,
we'll save those for another time.
I said I have 4.
Oh, okay.
But hang on, I got
What
2 more.
One?
I got 2 more. Are you trying to close the show, Mike? Is that what we're doing?
I was, but go ahead.
Just let me. I'll skip this one, and I'll go to my last one.
All
right, because it's going to be quick. Okay, would you rather watch everyone you love starve to death from hyperinflation caused by basic necessities being completely unaffordable, or have a president that says mean things? Wait, we made that choice already. All right. That was funnier in my head.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that number, if you want to tell us what your choice is 1646-VIRUS01. That's 1646-VIRUS01. On behalf of Juliet Everett, Stanley McFadden, and our fearless leader, Mr. Matty Rockdeff, I'm Professor Mike Latoris. This has been the Media Virus Podcast, and we will talk to you next week.
I thought there was more.